Running AI models locally used to require high-end PCs. At least that's what I used to think until I found out about Google's new open source AI model called Gemma 4. It's the most efficient and also one of the best AI model out there. And not only that, it's actually good. It's not like it's going to use less resources and it's going to be bad. No, it's actually good. It can see, it can think. Gemma 4 has different variants for different types of devices. And because of that, it can run on almost any device, even on your phone. There is an app called AI Edge Gallery by Google, which lets you use AI models locally on your phone, including the Gemma 4. And it is also available for iOS. And this thing can run on almost any PC. You don't actually need a high-end PC. And you know what that means? You can chat with AI as long as you want. There is no limitation. Well, let me actually give you guys a demo. I have the Gemma 4 loaded here, and you can see the stats at the bottom, my system resource usage. It's almost normal. There is only one thing that's not normal. That's RAM, 76% used, and I have 32 gigabytes of RAM plus 8 gigabytes of RAM is being used by this virtual machine. I'm gonna say write me a point about cat and just watch how it works. Okay, it's gonna think. So this is a thinking model, and in the chat interface you can see there is a think option and vision option. So you can also upload your documents, images, and it can understand that, and you can chat with your documents using AI. It's actually really good. Plus, again, as I said, this thing is the most efficient AI model that you can use locally. And the best part, it's completely free, open source. I'm just talking from a user's perspective. If you're a dev, you can also use this to build your own AI or app that uses AI or something. You got the idea. Okay, if you're a dev, you know what's up. I'm just talking about the simple user case. So first, let me show you guys how to download it and set this up. And I will also show you some advanced tips and tricks, like you can make the AI search the internet so it can access the real-time info, even generate image using it. Yeah, that's also possible. So I have this already downloaded on my main machine. So I'm gonna show you guys in here. So to use the AI model locally on our computer, we need this program called LM Studio, or there is another program called Olama. Whichever you prefer, you can go and download them. In my opinion, LM Studio is a bit easier, and this is what I use. So you can go to the official website, lmstudio.ai, and from here, you can just download it. And it is available for macOS, Windows, Linux. So whichever operating system you use, you can download it. So right now I'm in Windows. I'm gonna download the Windows version. Once downloaded, just install it as you install the other programs and go through the setup. LM Studio, local AI on your computer. Click on get started. Let's download your first AI model to run locally. Now, based on your computer's spec, it will automatically recommend you the suitable model for your computer. So in this virtual machine, it's recommending me to use Gemma 3.4b. So similar to this, if you're on real computer, it will probably recommend you Gemma 4. So you'll see Gemma 4 here. You just click on download and download it. Or if you want to download the model later, you can click on skip at the top, and you can also tweak the advanced options, and you can change these options by going into settings later. So click on continue to local LM. Now, since we don't have any local AI downloaded here, we can't really chat. There are many other models that you can download. There is this option, model search. You can click on it. So here you can look for other models and download it. So you can pick the Gemma 4 here and download it. So I did the similar thing on my main PC. I used this VM just to show you guys how to download the software and set this up. Once the AI model is downloaded and you're in here in the chat interface, there are multiple options here: chat, my models, all the models that you have downloaded, and the model search. Select the model that you want to download, okay, and click on download in here. Once the model is downloaded, you can go to the chat, and at the top where it says select a model to load, you can click on it, and here all your models that you have downloaded will appear. So again, Gemma 4 is probably the best and most efficient model out there to use. So to use this model, first we need to load it. So we're gonna click on it, and it's going to take a couple of seconds to load it to our RAM. Once loaded, you can just start chatting. Okay, you can create a new folder, chat. You can say hello, and it will reply, hello, how can I help you today? Okay, and if you feed, let's say, this file, I don't know if it can read the SRT file. I'm gonna say, can you tell me what is this file about? Hopefully it understands the SRT file. Oh, it's actually checking. So you can see here, it thinks, it checks, and now it's analyzing. So it's just happening all locally. So if you want to chat with your documents, and you don't want your data to go online, if you chat with the online AI, they'll probably use your data to train themselves and all that. I think it can't read the SRT file. It's a subtitle file. Let me convert that to text. Oh, okay, I get it. This file is probably huge and it can't read all of that. So I'm going to increase the context length and I'm gonna apply. This file is actually huge. Wow, I don't think my PC will be able to handle this. Should have chosen another one, but let's see if it works. There is a context window, how much it can take and output. So the file that I uploaded earlier was huge. Okay, it was a subtitle for a 20-minute long video. Okay, it actually somehow found out about the first file that I uploaded. It's huge, so it actually knows about my first document now. So here it's telling me that it's a transcript for a video about personal experience using Ubuntu Linux on physical hardware. Okay, the speaker discusses running professional software like DaVinci Resolve on Linux, operating system comparison, rating. Wow, somehow it actually read all of that first document. Now we can create a new chat here. Let's upload a image here and ask what it's about. So now it's gonna probably analyze the image, probably read the text on it. Yeah, it can read the text on it. This is cool. And again, I'm actually using this right now while I'm recording, and I'm pretty sure my recording is doing fine. My RAM, my CPU, my GPU, everything is just doing fine, and I'm chatting with AI, local AI, which requires a lot of system resources. But this one, not that much, because it's efficient, very efficient. So here, this image is a BitLocker recovery screen. It is displayed when a computer system attempts to boot up or access a drive that is protected by BitLocker encryption. So it's also trying to explain me why this happens. This is actually interesting. It actually gave me a perfect example here. Yeah, you can chat with your document, you can ask questions. Okay, since this is offline, it can't retrieve the latest info from the internet. Like if you ask about latest news or weather, any info that is like currently happening, it can't do that. But here is a crazy thing. There is something called MCP that you can create and let this AI use those MCPs to do different things like search the internet. Yes, you can do that. Generate images, edit images. There are countless different types of MCPs that you can create. So I've created a search MCP and image generator. So let me actually show you guys that in action. I'm going to turn on the image generator MCP. It's not a tutorial about how to create MCP. For that, you'll have to watch another tutorial on how to create MCPs. But this is like more of, you can also do this. Okay, you can make the local AI more powerful if you want to. So now we have the image generator MCP enabled. Now I can tell, generate a image of a cat riding a horse in style, like movie action, guns in hand. Okay, that's funny, but watch this. And it's asking for the permission to use that MCP. So I'm gonna proceed. So the image is generated, but we can't see it, but I can find it where my MCP files are. Generated images, and look at that. It's pretty good. Okay, the cat face is kind of whatever, but you can see it's the image that I generated using it. Not technically, it actually used a third-party service to generate. So you can actually combine different services, basically MCPs, to make your local AI more powerful. It can also do web searches, and all that. And I have been actually using this for a while now. It's been almost 2 weeks I'm using and, trying out different things, testing, and it's actually fun and sometimes actually useful when I just don't need the latest info from the internet. I just need to chat with document or images. It just works so well, and I don't have to worry about my data being stolen or being used to train the AI. Sometimes there are some private things that you just want to keep to yourself. For that, using local AI is probably the best thing that you can do. If you have a private document or research paper or something and you want AI help to understand or chat or rewrite that, you should use the local AI. Okay, instead of online AI. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the Gemma 4 or the local AI? Do you use local AI? Or is this your first time hearing about the local AI or the Gemma 4? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself and have fun. Bye-bye.